Hey Sag, welcome to 8 of Cups Tarot and welcome to your second half of March. I'm trying to shorten these up because they're running at least an hour every sign and it's taking forever to process and upload, and it's quite frankly I'm running out of time. So I'm eliminating a lot of the chit chat about the astrology, giving you just kind of overall the facts and then getting into the cards quickly. Couple things that are happening right now and what's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. They're actually really big because there's a major turn in events. There's a major change of energy here as we go from such a long period of kind of in this muddy territory of earth and water, gaining wisdom, control over our emotions, starting to plant seeds into our future. And then all of a sudden the wind, the air element, the actual opportunities, the communication, the connections that need to happen, and the fire, the cardinal energy steps in. It becomes Aries season, a new phase of the zodiac begins, a new karmic wheel for the year, and a somewhat of a reset. And it is the honoring of new beginnings as well as the endings. So it's bittersweet, and whatever emotions it evokes in us, they're deep emotions and they're profound, as much of the transits have been throughout the year. 2020 so far has been absolutely exhausting, and yet nothing really has happened yet. So if you're understanding this on a mundane and collective level, we're starting to realize that the power that we give to our thoughts is what is creating our reality at this time, and that maybe we need to get a little more disciplined, Saturn moving into Aquarius, into how our energy is actually brought out onto this world. And Sages are really understanding that, because the Mars, Jupiter, and Pluto in your second, that conjunction talks about your self-worth, what you have, what you believe you deserve. It talks about money. It could talk about structures where you work, very political themes in your life, even the way that your social standing deems what you make or what your self-worth is. And then we're talking about a full moon in your 10th house, which is your destiny. Things very much have to come to an end. Cycles have to end. Lessons must be learned in order for you to go on. And in your reading, I am getting so much resistance, and I'm actually really surprised at this energy, Sag. I'm not sure why I'm picking up on a lot of Taurus and Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, fixed sign energy within this reading. So yes, my intention was Sag. It's going to be tagged Sag. I don't know if this is for a cross watcher or if there's other placements in your chart, but this is very much not the energy of a fire sign in a spring equinox at a time with Mars in Capricorn where we feel extremely ambitious. This is more of a Chiron reading, and Chiron is getting hit rather abruptly. The sun is going to go over Chiron in very short order, and that really is going to bring a light on some of our woundings and how we're supposed to heal them, where we might become exposed by some kind of a truth that has to be revealed in order for us to move forward. And so as we get into that energy, you know, Saturn is making a huge jump from your second house into your third. And that's, again, how you use your energy with others and need to get really disciplined in your thoughts. And usually that comes from a time of learning a rather harsh lesson. And that, I believe, is what this reading is all about, Sag. Starting things out, you have the Two of Cups in reverse, the Death card in reverse, and the Princess of Wands. There's so much stubbornness here, Sag. The universe is trying to hand you something extremely precious. And there's a stubbornness here in which you do not want to evolve. I think that you realize the intensity of this opportunity, be it a person, a job offer. I think you sense the intensity and it overwhelms you. And so you're resisting the kind of upheaval that you know it will cause if you choose to follow through with this energy. And there's a stubbornness and almost a fear if you see this woman is kind of looking and she's seeing how, it's like she's looking down into this hole and she's seeing how deep and how powerful it really is. And with a level of respect, but fear, I think. The unknowing that she's capable of going that deep or that far into a situation. And this is cleared up by understanding that you tend to want to form these walls and these boundaries to protect yourself. And your refusal to give to situations, or how you use what you can give to the situation in a way that you manipulate it. So let me find a better way to understand that. You may be manipulative in the way that you distribute your attention to people. You may tend to draw a boundary in which you are somewhat unreachable. And therefore, people do not learn to rely on you to always reciprocate, because it takes the pressure off of you. But at the same time, because of the boundaries that you're forming, you're missing opportunities. You are not seeing something that the universe is trying to deliver to you. And that's exactly what this is. And it is an opportunity for healing. It is a divine opportunity. It's extremely karmic and it's meant for you and it's part of your destiny. That is the star Aquarian energy. Capricorn or Saturn moving into Aquarius right now, into your third house. Now is the time that you have to strip these walls down and allow this healing to occur, by blocking it, by not acknowledging what is quite honestly right in front of you. And I think you know it, Sag. I think you're well aware of what this opportunity person relationship is. And you're afraid to look at it. Excuse me. And so the current energy is the Lover's card in reverse and the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Five of Pentacles in reverse, Lovers in reverse. Either you are very scared of rejection, or you're scared of abandonment here, or you're just simply terrified of someone else relying on you. That's what I'm really picking up on, It's not that you're afraid someone's going to leave you. It's that you're afraid you're going to have to leave somebody. It's like a constant need for a level of independence and disconnectedness. The way that you fear this kind of commitment and connection in your life, and that this is a toxic cycle for you. The devil, there's a toxic cycle. There's something that you don't want to let go of. There's something that you continue to allow have power over you. And with the Page of Wands in reverse, it's denying you the energy to go after or to even talk about what you truly want. To have those connections, to have that communication, to even reach an understanding within yourself of what you truly want. And I think the universe, by means of the Tower, clarified by the Temperance card in reverse and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So if you continue to allow this energy, this toxic energy, whatever this is, in the Page of Wands, it's talking about how you feel inadequate. There's a fear that you won't be able to deliver, like you're not ready. There's immaturity here. And whatever is holding you back, and I really feel as though it is probably beliefs in yourself. Whatever it is that's holding you back, the universe is going to start becoming really harsh in its delivery. And the more control you try to exude over these situations, the harder the Tower is going to fall. And things will just simply be removed from your control. You're going to start feeling like you're running out of time. Like you have to make a major move. Almost in a way that you don't typically make your decisions. And that's why I'm talking about a lot of this fixed energy. I feel like a lot of Taurus energy, where you would typically sit and think and strategize, and the universe is now making it where you're just going to have to make split decisions, taking away that feeling of stability. So you have to make decisions based on how you feel in your heart. So there's a level of giving up control, which ultimately brings you back into this King of Pentacles mode. Again, another card of Taurus, which, you have Uranus in Taurus in your 6th house with Venus. So this could very well talk about health as well, and that there's some really beautiful alternatives that maybe you could, if you're willing to open your mind and expand, some of this alternative medicine could really do wonders for your health, where you're not getting anywhere with typical Western medicine. Now, I'm not saying not to consult a doctor or anything like that. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving any form of medical advice. I'm just saying there could be magic found within more natural plant medicine type things. And it may be the universe is making situations in which you can't get the typical prescription or medicine you would need for an ailment, and therefore you have to try something that's natural, and then you find out that that's better for you. The universe is taking away the options that no longer fit for you, and it's making it easier for you to make the big decisions, but you have to allow that to happen. And the ever unfolding rose comes out, which I thought was all too fitting for this. Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you. So if things are falling apart, if people are not cooperating with you, if situations are falling through, if there's a loss of a job, if there's an end of a partnership, it will come back around. Now that person, that specific job may not come back around, but another opportunity and another opportunity. They will continue to come because that's what life does. So do not dwell on the things that you've lost, but take a look at the lessons on what you could have done differently, on maybe by breaking down the walls and letting others in, by giving others a chance to feel your energy and vice versa. Healing can occur and growth can occur in relationships. And that you don't have to put so much pressure on yourself. I feel a lot of need to exude control with all of these pentacles. A need to be able to provide such a solid foundation, and that you come at things at a material level when, quite honestly, I think maybe the other energy is just looking for you to invest your heart and your emotions. I am noticing a lack of cups, so there could be a lack of love or the unwillingness to communicate love. You know, that you do have the Two of Cups, which signifies a beautiful relationship and a connection in which two people are willing to experience the emotional ups and downs together, and they've made a choice, but yours is in reverse. So I'm not sure if you continue to make head over heart decisions to cut off relationships in fear that it will build pressure for commitment. And it will give you that typical energy where you need to run away from something. And the universe just keeps leading you back to this person or this place or this situation because it wants you to see it from a different perspective. And the lessons are going to get harder and harder until you start looking at it the way the universe wants you to see it. Two worlds. And that talks to me about you being in two separate places, and a Two of Cups reversed, Two of Scrolls upright. You won't allow the growth and the emotion and the emotional investment in another person because you haven't decided what kind of life you want. You haven't decided what kind of future you want yet. And so the universe is going to continue to show you things in stronger and stronger contrast, right? The Eight of Roses. You're going to have to pay attention to how you feel in all these different environments in order to know where you're going. Scribe in reverse. You're going to feel like you're hitting delays. Things aren't working out. You know, and it's all of us right now in this energy, like we can't go to work, we're being quarantined, we go to the grocery store, there's no bread, we can't make these, you know, it's like feels like we're bumping up against walls everywhere that we go. And that's because the universe wants you to stop, turn around, address that last thing one more time, do it the right way, bring the closure, learn the lesson, and open yourself up to the new way. Open yourself up to the new opportunity. That's what's so profoundly needed at the end of this month, because when we start to form these new beginnings, we cannot come at them with the strength that is required when we're too busy looking at our past, how things didn't work out, believing in karmic cycles like relationships don't last, relationships make me feel trapped. You know, you could be in a situation where somebody really wonderful is coming into your life and you're assuming because of all of the past relationships it caused oppression and this feeling like you just didn't want to be there. But you can't judge this situation on the past. It has a whole different feeling. And unless you're willing to look at it from all of the angles, unless you're really looking to investigate and see where this goes, that's the only way that you can understand the amount of healing that this opportunity can bring you. Animal energy, you actually got 3 cards. And the first one I'm picking up as your energy are going into the middle of March. And then I think it's going to show kind of an evolution of growth within you. And even if things don't seem to be happening rapidly on the outside, please know that things are happening so rapidly on the inside. And it's going to take us to a point where changes will begin to occur at a pace which we can't comprehend right now. We don't see it. There's so much we don't know yet, so much that's going to unravel, to be brought to our attention, decisions that will need to be made kind of in the heat of a moment that could really change things. And so I think a lot of us are no longer being guided to give you information that's sort of predicting the future. It's more on a spiritual level of how to make the right decisions and where those right decisions come from for you. What energy do you need to tap into in order to make the best decisions at that time? Hyena card, humor, wit, and sarcasm. The hyena personality is a jokester and a crowd pleaser, but below the surface there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. When the hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships or to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing? What would happen if you took your goals seriously? It feels like that's the energy that you're kind of stepping out of in this transition. And then frog energy, I'm not so sure if that's not the actual situation at play instead of another person's energy. I think the frog represents the opportunity on hand right now. Clearing, cleansing, and healing. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element and then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become